Welcome to my studio on this chilly October day. I wanted to share something a little bit different with you today. We're just a couple weeks from Halloween and kind of in that mood where I want to make some monsters. So you might know me as one of the journal fodder junkies who, I do the visual journal, I do mixed media art, but one of the things that I also do is I make monsters. So over the past 2 or 3 years, I've been making these little monsters. I've been drawing them, painting them, even making little polymer clay sculptures and magnets out of them. My monsters are never scary or creepy, maybe a little creepy, maybe grumpy, maybe sad. Definitely cute. So today I thought I'd share with you kind of how I draw my monsters and the steps that I go through to get something like that. So I have a piece of just drawing paper, I've got a drawing pencil, an eraser, and some pens. I thought I'd go ahead and draw a monster for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so I got my paper. I want to make sure that I really fill this up. So sometimes I start with the eyes, but today I'm going to go ahead and start with the body. And I just kind of want to pick a simple shape. I usually kind of think about geometric shapes. So this guy's going to be kind of more of an egg shape, or sometimes I'll have them to be a little bit more triangular or rectangular. But of course everything's kind of rounded off. So this nice shape. I'm not trying to be too perfect with it. Actually, I like it when things are a little bit off. I do want to make sure that I am drawing hard enough and dark enough for the camera to see it. But I'm going to go ahead and put it in 2 eyes. Sometimes I give them just 1 big eye or 3 eyes on occasion. But I'm going to go ahead and draw a nice big eye on this side, maybe a slightly smaller eye on this side. Again, I'm not worrying about it being really perfect. Actually, I kind of like it when things are a little bit irregular and uneven with these monsters. So I like to have a ring around the eye and then even a smaller ring. That's just something that I do with the eyes. I like those details. I mean, I could just do a big circle for the eye, and of course now I'm doing the iris and the pupil and the little reflection in the pupil. Okay, so I don't usually give them mouths, and really when I do monsters, this is kind of the head and the body combined. So the mouth, like I said, I don't do kind of angry monsters or scary monsters. Maybe make his mouth stick out a little bit further than his body. Maybe we'll give him some big kind of rectangular teeth. Maybe 2 on each side. And one of the things I like to do is I like to sometimes have the monsters with their tongues sticking out. Okay. So I'll erase these extra lines later. Now feet and legs. He's going to be kind of short. He's going to have these short kind of chubby legs. Maybe thinking about animals whenever I draw the monster. So maybe he's going to have kind of elephant-like legs. Maybe some creases where his knees are. You could really do any kind of thing. I'm going to give him some toenails, give him some nice big toenails here. Okay, arms. I do all kind of different arms, but one of my favorites is kind of club shape. So I'm not trying to make them perfect and totally even. So if one's bigger than the other, that's okay. And then maybe some short square-like or rectangular-like fingers and a thumb. So I'm not worrying about messing up. I mean, I have a lot of extra lines there, so I'll erase those whenever I do the inking. So anyway, I've got the body done, maybe now some horns. I really like giving them horns. And just like with the eyes, I like to put this extra kind of thing. Maybe that's where the horns grow out of that. It's kind of like a ring. Maybe these horns will be really curvy, really spiral-like. Maybe this one's going to be a little bit shorter. Okay. I'm going to put in some other details. I'm not worrying about all the little ones because the really tiny details I can put in later whenever I do the inking. But a few little spots, maybe some on his arms. And there I have a quick sketch of the monster. My next step is to ink it up. So I've got my Faber-Castell black Pitt pens. I've got some different sizes. This is a medium tip. It says M on it. And I can really start anywhere. I'm going to outline and I'm going to ink it up. And when I do, I like to start with the eyes first. So I'm going to use this pen pretty much for everything, just to outline it, just to trace over it. And I'm not going to worry about trying to be perfect and staying on the lines. Actually, what I find is that whenever I ink it up, I sort of make things a little bit better. I sort of straighten things up, make things a little bit neater. So I am going to have pencil marks showing. So I do want to be careful not to smudge it, so I'm going to kind of move over here. So even with the pencil marks showing, I'm going to go back when I'm totally done outlining and inking it up. And erase all of the pencil marks. Okay, so I have it almost outlined or traced. And then my next step is to erase all the pencil marks. Then I'll go back and I'll thicken lines, I'll add in all the little details, I'll fill things in a little bit more. So now it's time for erasing. I like to use a white vinyl eraser, and I've had these click erasers for a long time. They work great. You just want to make sure that you give the ink a little bit of time to dry so that you don't accidentally smudge it or smear it. And I was using a 2B drawing pencil, and I was trying to press hard so that we could see it, so it might not erase totally. Normally I'd use an H or an HB pencil and draw very lightly, but for the video, of course, I wanted it to show up. So the ink definitely helps it to show up now. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use this medium-sized pen again, and I want to thicken some of my lines. I'm not going to thicken them all. And normally I just go around real carefully and thicken. Sometimes I'll use a thicker pen. So I do have the B, which is a brush pen. This is not the soft brush. So the tip is a little stiffer, and it allows me to kind of get some varying thicknesses with my lines. So that's a way to go. Yeah, another thing I like about these Pitt pens is that they come in a full range of sizes. So you've got the real thick ones to like an extra small and XS as they label it. And you can get some really fine detail. But with a drawing this big, I don't think I need to have a lot of super fine detail with it. Okay, so my little monster's coming along. I've drawn him and traced him, and now I want to add some details. So I've got another pen. This has a slightly smaller tip. This is an S. I guess it stands for small. And now I'm going to go back and start putting in the little things, just to really give some texture and some character, and really start to define them. So sometimes with these monsters, I'll stop here and I'll paint them or use colored pencil, but I think I'm just going to do an ink drawing with this guy. So I'll go ahead and start with his eyes. Put in some of those lines that we often see in the iris. And this gives me a really small point, so I can put in lots of little tiny details. It gives me the ability to draw fairly thin lines. And like I said, they do make one that is an extra small and it has even thinner lines. So sometimes I'll use that, especially on a smaller drawing. So maybe on the inner ring here, we'll give some dots. Okay, so I think for now he's done. I might add more to him later. He's still, very, very white, so I think if I can put more detail in later. But anyway, so there's a little monster drawing for you. Maybe try your own and see what you can come up with, and I'd love for you to share them. So anyway, well, thank you and have a great day.